News tonight, the White House just a short time ago answering lawmakers who've been demanding President Obama justify his decision to take military action in Libya. Now, some say he is failing to consult them. Some are flat out accusing him of breaking the law, violating the War Powers Resolution, which gives the president a 60-day window to make war without congressional authorization. After that, he's supposed to get congressional authorization. Well, today, a bipartisan group of legislators, actually filed a lawsuit challenging his actions. Dennis Kucinich, a fellow Democrat, saying that if President Obama has an explanation, he can tell it to the judge. Tonight, the White House sent Congress a 32-page outline of the operation and justification of why it believes it is within the law. Quoting from this, the report says, the president is of the view that the current U.S. military operations in Libya are consistent with the War Powers Resolution and do not, under that law, require further congressional authorization because U.S. military operations are distinct from the kind of hostilities contemplated by the resolution's 60-day termination provision. In other words, they're saying it doesn't fall under the War Powers Resolution because American participation in the NATO airstrikes on Libya don't really amount to a war.
Congressman Kucinich, I want to start with you because you filed this lawsuit over Libya. The president sent up a packet of information tonight, including a legal memo asserting the administration is not in violation of the War Powers Resolution. He says what's happening in Libya does not meet the bar for hostilities abroad. Do you agree?
No. Our lawsuit, by the way, addresses Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution and the War Powers Act, and we assert that the president has violated both the Constitution in not coming to Congress and the War Powers Act and not getting approval from Congress within the requisite 60 days.
And so you're not swayed tonight at all?
No, I mean, I've seen the argument already, John. It's just, it doesn't pass legal muster, and I think that when we get to court with this, if we can get standing, we'll win.
Senator, do you share that opinion? Is the Commander-in-Chief of the United States in violation of the law?
Yes, I agree completely with Congressman Kucinich, and I think people on the left and the right can both believe in the Constitution. And our founders were very specific. They wanted the initiation of war to be by Congress. They said Congress shall declare war, but they didn't want the president to be able to go to war unilaterally without any congressional authority. In fact, candidate Barack Obama said exactly that in 2007. We wish the president would act more like the candidate Obama.
Any concern to each of you, gentlemen? Senator, you first on this one. Any concern at all that by publicly talking about your position right now, when some believe the military operation is near a tipping point, that you could embolden Gaddafi, that he could think the president of the United States has a political problem back home? I should hang on.
No, and I've never been a fan of Colonel Gaddafi. And in fact, I think we shouldn't have been sending him money. Many of the people who now want to attack and get rid of Gaddafi supported the bank bailout, which sent the Libyan National Bank money through AIG. So we've been sending foreign aid and money to Libya, and I think that's been a mistake for years, and now we're going to fight a war against him. But most specifically, we cannot and should not fight war unless we do it through congressional action as the Constitution intended.
Any concern, Congressman Kucinich, that Gaddafi could make the case, I'm going to hang on, America's getting soft?
Listen, there are a lot of people in the world that we would prefer weren't presiding over their governments. But our first challenge is to abide by our Constitution. And when we fail to abide by the Constitution, everything else that follows is going to be poisoned. So we must go back to the founders' wisdom, which was to separate the war power from the executive and to have it firmly reside in the hands of the Congress. And that's why we went to court today, John. And I'm hopeful that we'll get a decision that once and for all will establish that the founders intended for Congress to have the war power and that no president can take this country into war on his own instance. We're here today to announce the filing in federal court of a lawsuit that challenges the constitutionality of the war against Libya. The Constitution of the United States, Article 1, Section 8, makes it abundantly clear that no president can go to war unilaterally without the permission of the Congress. This lawsuit also is challenging a policy that permits the president to commit the United States to a war under the authority of NATO. Similarly, we're challenging policies that would allow the United States to be committed to war under the authority of the United Nations. What we are saying in both cases is that it is necessary to come to Congress and that neither NATO nor the UN trumps the United States Constitution.
This is, as Dennis said, a very, very important day for the American people And I believe those that wrote the Constitution would be standing with us today, quite frankly. Those who drafted the Constitution must be very disappointed in how the Congress and the executive branch have evolved over the past 25 years. Today, as Dennis said just a moment ago, this is an opportunity to rectify a direction that America's been going without the support of the Constitution.
This is a clear and absolute illegal war. It has been from the beginning, as quite frankly, wars have been in the past, but we're dealing with this one now. We have to deal with this now. We have to assert our powers, and if we don't step forward now, if the courts don't assist us now, if our colleagues don't assist us now, effectively they've said, you are a neutered branch of government with no powers in this arena, and that cannot happen.